Scotty, beam me up.
Smash.
Get over here!
It is pointless to resist.
All right, welcome to the Geek Den. James can't be with us tonight. He's off handling some family stuff, but we have the Deathtones here. Not the Deathtones, the Deathtones. We had a hell of a time finding you guys on YouTube because that is all that popped up. Luckily, like a link just came, and I was like, "Here we go."
We try to put the links on the social media and stuff. We know that there's a little lesser known band called the Deathtones that people tend to listen to a lot. So
that's a fair statement. Actually, he had to send me the link, and I'm absolutely thrilled that he did. No joke, I went through the entire video playlist at least 3 times today.
Yeah.
Awesome. We love to hear it, man. Thank you.
I've never even subscribed. I subscribed.
Wow. Wow. All right.
Yes,
Have you ever had someone subscribe to a channel?
All right, so why don't you guys tell us a little bit on, how you got started, and then I know Jason has some questions for you too. He's dying to ask.
I'll let Bill handle the origin story here.
All right, everybody, gather around. All right, so me and our bass player, Mikey Murder, we've been playing together since 2011. We started up a couple of bands and we never really got anything going. Our area doesn't have a whole lot of musicians in it, or at least quality ones. So it took us about 8 years to find Mr. Grimm over here, and another year to find a lead player after that. And then we just started off as a band called Radio Riot in 2019, playing like more mainstream punk rock and all kind of stuff. And then eventually we just got into the horror thing. That really Mike over here, he was trying to get us to do that from the very beginning. I feel like it was like he was pushing that direction the whole time, but just sort of kept it under the radar, like eventually this will happen. Yeah. And
very
then,
subtle.
Then it did. Yeah, it was a slow burn, but it worked.
It was. I got you. I fucking got you.
You got us.
You can't escape as much of the horror. It happens everywhere.
Oh, it's great.
Yep. 2021, we started releasing as the Deathtones. Our first single was All Hallows Eve, and then we put out a couple more singles after that, and then the EP American Monster in May. And then our latest release is Skate or Die, and that one is from this month. We're trying to put something out every month to keep that, keep the content going, keep the people interested.
I was gonna say, you guys have been really busy putting up content, which, by the way,
well, nobody does that.
Nobody
Skate
does
or Die
it.
is, I think, my favorite that I've heard so far.
What was your favorite?
Skate or Die.
Okay.
Oh, right on.
Nice.
That definitely pushed it up to number 1 for me.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Out of curiosity, are you guys vaulting songs, or do you just write monthly?
It's I don't know, I'd say about a 50-50, Billy.
Oh, I don't know about 50-50, Michael. It's more like I'll go through a dry spell and everybody will get really comfortable with we'll do a recording every once in a while, and then I'll plow through 4 new songs in a week and everybody's running around like chickens with their heads cut off.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, we just keep them going, man. Keep hitting them hard.
I'm a writer. I get it. I just keep pushing out books.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. If you've got the inspiration, then you just got to keep it going.
Yep.
That if you find people you can click with and you can actually get that to work out right, that's a hell of a thing. That's an important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works. It works really well the way that we do it. Obviously, everybody's got lives, in between the Deathtones, but the way that we're able to crank the stuff out, and and keep hammering stuff. I'll hit my kit in the morning before I go to work, and half an hour later, I leave for work and I send it over to Billy. I'm like, hey, drums are done for X, Y, and Z.
Well, are you playing to a click, or is it a dummy track? Like, how are you putting that together?
Billy will drop a rough scratch to a click with really rough vocals to it, and just to give me the general feel, and that's it. And then throw it through Reaper, throw my click onto it, just pound it out.
That's a great way to do things.
Write and record at the same time, basically.
It's so much easier than getting together in a studio and paying for studio time. If you have the know-how of how to do it yourself and you can save some money out of it, why not?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mixes are good too. I mean, they sound great.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's Billy right there. Billy does all the mixing and
It's
everything.
fantastic. I mean, I've got 3 different speakers. Generally speaking, if I'm listening to something new, it'll go through headphones, it'll go through a JBL Bluetooth speaker.
My man.
Computer.
Yep.
All 3 of them sounded great.
That's
Awesome.
how Billy
That doesn't happen a lot.
That's what I
Yeah.
strive for. I listen on my studio monitors, I listen on cans, and then I go out to my car and I listen in my car.
Yeah,
And-
the car is also a really good test.
Well, where am I going to listen to music mostly? On my way to and from my job. So
Yeah.
I want it to sound good.
All of them come through. They sound right.
awesome.
Awesome.
And it's actually, as far as even the writing, being able to do that is actually pretty cool too. The idea of being able to catch a rough guitar track and just figure it out, track it, send it back, and I mean, is that bass is working the same way? I'm assuming. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yep. Everybody does it.
that's really cool.
That's
I think out of the entire Deathtones catalog that we've written and released and are planning to release, I think we have what, Bill? How many songs have we played written together? Maybe 4, 5? What'd you say, 2?
I think you're overshooting. What was it? We have Imposter was definitely
That was Mikey and I.
the new one that I'll reveal at the end of this one.
Yep.
That was another one. Maybe like 2 or 3, or maybe 4 if you want to push it. I don't know.
All right.
I don't really keep up with it.
Less than 5. Not even a whole EP. Yeah, it's all written and recorded remotely, and then everybody's got homework. That's it. Do your.
That's why I said I'm like getting my head around it. It's weird because I mean, from a time period when I was even still playing and doing that type of stuff, it was always like go in, play the song 3 times, take the best version, call it done.
Okay.
Yep.
Like that was every single recording I've ever done in any band I've ever been. That's how we did it. This is amazing. Like, what an incredible way to do things. And granted, if you're saying it's just what people do now, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, we do. I don't know. I can't speak for anybody else.
I was gonna say, even if other people aren't doing it, that's how we do it, and it works for us.
No, it works.
I mean,
It works amazing.
works for us, so we really don't give a shit what anybody else is doing. We know what the Deathtones are doing.
Yeah, it makes it so that we can all function together. But I mean, we all live a ways away from each other, so it's like, I don't know, what do you figure, like 45 minutes ish?
Yeah,
I live from you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nobody's
and
neighbors.
Pat lives about that distance from you also, so it's like,
and we all have jobs.
yeah.
Pre-show, do you guys do practice? Like y'all do at least once a week, or like?
Oh, 100%.
We hammer it 2-3 times a week. We cram before a show.
And then everybody's got homework. We make up the set list, and that's it. It's like, okay, listen, guys, no fuck around time right now. Like it's just gotta do it.
You can definitely tell you're like a really well put together, even though you're going like right off the brim, like we do kind of. You're so well put together, like musically, it's amazing. Like I've never heard a sound like it because everything is different. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
What I could say towards that is it sounds insane for this next sentence. Collectively between us, we have 80 years of musicianship.
Wow.
Everybody's been playing their instruments for probably 20 years now.
Yeah. Wow.
So I mean, you gotta, there's a lot of time invested in it, and and this isn't our first time doing the band thing and doing the live stuff and doing the recording. Everybody's already cut their teeth and everything in prior projects, and
Yeah.
So if this is actually has little to do with music. This question's more as it relates to the masks. So Leatherface, Voorhees. You mentioned Hat and Glove, so I'm assuming there's a Kruger.
Yes.
Yep.
Who's your fourth?
Michael.
We have Michael
there we
Myers as the fourth.
I
Yeah.
was hoping to hear.
Awesome.
I was afraid it was going to be Chuck. Just do it.
Pat would make a pretty funny Chucky because he's about my size too. He's about 6 foot, 260 pounds.
All right. Well, if y'all do it, I just want credit.
That's it. You heard it first.
All right. So, speaking of shows, how often do you guys get to actually play out?
Nil.
Well, we
Yeah.
were prior to COVID, obviously, when the world was a little bit more normal.
Yeah.
Which was our original band, as Bill spoke about Radio Riot. We were playing out regularly. We not to name drop, but we played with
Our
Richie
first
Ramone,
show.
yeah, that was pretty fucking cool.
First show was opening for Richie Ramone. That was pretty badass.
Yeah, so that was cool. And geez, we played. I think we played a couple shows after that, and we were supposed to play with who the hell was it?
Murphy's Law, right?
Murphy, that's it.
Oh,
Murphy's
wow,
Law.
that would have been huge.
Yep, we were supposed to play with Murphy's Law, and then COVID happened, and boy, that
was
really
that.
kicked everything in the balls.
I mean, it shut everything down. So, I mean,
Oh, it did.
it got every band I knew, everybody running, that would just immediately cancel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Be back in
and
the-
that was not to give away the give away the secret recipe, but that's kind of what pushed us into the writing, recording juggernaut machine that we became.
Christ.
Yep.
We knew we had to stay relevant, and if we're not making noise in your face, we had to figure out a way to do that. And really, the only way to do that was just to pump out content. I mean, at incredible paces.
Yeah.
So,
Actually, I mean, it is ambitious. It's incredibly ambitious. Like just popping out a song
Yeah.
every month.
it's work.
And-
It's work.
At the least.
But Bill can crank it out, and
What's up?
It's got to be fun work, though. I mean, it's,
Oh,
nobody does
it's-
something like that unless they love doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's either that or video games, and music is a lot more productive. So,
You have something.
I mean, I could dump 100 hours into Assassin's Creed, but at the end of the day, I don't have anything to show for it.
That's it. I mean, you got bragging rights.
Yeah, right. There you go.
That's what we have. Guys, I beat Assassin's Creed again. This time I did it without ever actually leaving the cave. So if that was all right, so as far as so back to the reason why I was asking that question is
Yeah, I was gonna
what are
say.
the eventual plans
What
to
was
go
that?
and play live? Maybe set out a tour or something. I mean, is that even an option, or is it?
We don't want to give too much away. We got some live ideas that we feel people really haven't done yet.
Shit, this is even more exciting.
Yeah, it's we don't want to. I mean, I just speak for me, but I'm assuming Bill would side with me on it. You don't want to tell people your plan and then you see somebody else doing the plan in
Very
3
true.
months, and it's like, oh, what the fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got some exciting stuff coming up. I mean, Bill, you want to touch on what you were trying to do in the Northeast horror punk community? I know that was baby that kind of. I'll let you handle it.
like the thing I tried to set up, or
Yeah.
yeah. So okay, so I tried to set up a show, local showcase. I got a professional photographer. I got a professional videographer for it. We have Pat is also the stage manager at the Newton Theater in New Jersey, so he's like really sound experience. He knows how to run a show. We were going to put all this on to strengthen the Northeast Pennsylvania rock scene, or horror in particular. And we were asking $50 a band just to be able to get in. You get a table, you get photos professionally done, you get yourself video recorded, edited professionally, all this stuff, no takers at all. No one wants. Everybody got busy once they heard $50.
We gave you.
Man, I would go to that.
Yeah, we
Right?
gave you the audio recording. We gave you as many tickets as you wanted. You didn't have to
Yeah.
sell any. You could sell them for $1 a piece, give them away, sell them for $100 a piece. Whatever you sold the tickets for, that belongs to the band. We don't want any of your money. We didn't.
We were taking nothing off the top.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing off the top. It was just the $50 to be part of the showcase, and that was just to kind of help us recoup some of the money. Getting the venue, getting the photographer, getting
Yeah,
the videographer, all of the recordings, all of the editing. Just so we could, I don't know, kind of bring the horror punk scene back from the dead, pun intended.
that is a really nice- I don't understand why that really should have worked.
That's what I thought, man.
Yeah,
what
everybody
we all
was all
thought.
gung ho, and then you're like, it's just $50 to be a part of the showcase. And like, oh, we're not paying to play. And I'm like, dude, I've been doing this for 15 years. That's not. I'm literally, if you want 20 tickets and you're gonna sell them for $10, take your $200, man. I don't want any of your fucking money. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, that's a. I mean, do y'all? All right, so that's what you were trying to do. If it didn't work the first time, you're gonna try and push it again.
No way.
That sounds like something that will work.
Yeah, I'm not pushing anything.
So,
I'm,
we're not-
before
ahead.
this, I was a very us and them. Let's build the community. Let's get everybody together. Let's put on some awesome shows.
Yeah.
Now it's like, no, man, Deathtones first.
Yeah.
And if nobody's gonna take me up on it, I have to see to our best interest before anybody else's now.
Yeah.
So
It's
we
unfortunately very cutthroat. Like if you're not a cover band, it's
Oh,
a very
yeah.
cutthroat scene. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the idea of honestly, I'm like the idea of what is essentially a music con.
Yeah. Yep.
Like that
We
is-
had and we had ideas to play into the whole con like convention kind of deal. Like I said, not giving too much away. I have friends that are kind of bigger names in the horror punk community. I don't want to drop their names.
Yeah.
But they've played for quite some time with ex-Misfit members. Let's just say that. So and I became really good friends with him. A couple of guys actually. They were down to be a part of it. He was like, let me know. We were gonna have some special MCs to host the night for us, that were really big names in the horror punk community. But it just kind of made us shift gears into that new thing that we want to try, and maybe we'll circle back to the showcase. But at that time, who knows? It might not be $50 to be a part of the showcase then, because you wanted to tell us to pound salt.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Then all things can say, if it led to a better idea or something that you're more hyped for, I mean,
Yeah.
that was a damn good idea. So whatever's following that up's got to be great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're pretty excited. It's gonna take some work to pull off what we want, but I think if anybody can do it, it's us. And that's totally being cocky.
We've never shied away from work
That's
before.
right. If it's
Just
worth
another
doing,
day.
it's worth overdoing.
Yep.
Do what you love. You'll never work a day in your life.
Yep, you got that right, brother.
Yeah,
Depends
well,
on
why
if
don't
what you
we-
do or what you love pays.
Yeah.
I know that's
All right, why don't we take a quick break and we'll come back and talk horror movies.
Yeah, man.
All
That's
right.
good.
Yo, Burgundy, chew on this.
You'll never cut the mustard, mean winner!
Food fight!
Your history, Private Pizza. Pow! And your lunch. Combat curtain. Fire!
What's going on?
Joy Slam is food again, Mom.
Food fighters, figures in combat carton each sold separately. Toys do not walk in book.
See you later, Chef. The game's 13 Dead End Drive, where you can get rich by accident. It's nighty-night for the hairdresser. Someone will inherit a fortune, but everyone's dying to bump you off. A little trip for the fortune teller. First out of 13 Dead End Drive, while their picture is above the mantle, wins. Lights out for the boyfriend. The fun's alive with 13 Dead End Drive.
All right, we're back. So let's talk horror. I know I had a question that I brought up to you guys, which was your top 5 kills, but I had another one that just kind of sprung up in my head. We're gonna go around the room and what brought you into horror? Like, I love these kind of stories. So
All right.
I'll start with me.
I got a good one for you.
All right, awesome. I'll start. Like since I was 5 years old, I've been into Return of the Living Dead. Like that movie, like owned it for me. That's what started it all. So that's my story.
That's it. So cut and dry.
That's it. That's
God,
it.
man,
I was obsessed ever since. Like between that and the Michael Jackson Thriller VHS,
Oh yeah.
all the time. I watched them on repeat every weekend. I had to watch those movies at least like 50 times throughout the weekend. I was so obsessed with them. And then I just wasn't scared of monsters anymore. You know what I mean? And I just like attached to them. And it started a borderline unhealthy obsession.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely.
All right, I'll go next. I'll go next because I love my birth of horror story. So, all right. So ever since I can remember, I have been enamored with horror. I loved being afraid. I used to have my father. I'd ask him to scare me, and he'd bring me into a room and turn off all the lights and pretend that he was crazy and he was going to kill me. And I absolutely loved it. My mother used to decorate our house, our front porch, go all out on Halloween and scare the shit out of all the neighborhood kids. The one year, my mom got real organs and blood from the butcher, and she threw blood all over our porch. And it stunk. Oh my God, it smelled horrible. My father lost his mind. But as far as movies and shows and stuff like that, I got to give it up. I would have to say, what you're saying, Return of the Living Dead. We had Night of the Living Dead on VHS, and just looking at the black and white VHS would make me pee my pants. I probably didn't see that movie till I was 14 years old. And and the other thing is, Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah, that was a big thing because like that kind of like made it okay for me as a kid. Like I didn't feel so weird being in the horror movies. You know what I mean? Like because everybody watched that show.
Yeah, it was popular. I have an Are You Afraid of the Dark tattoo on the back of my head.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep. So that's the birth of horror for me. And then I mean, from then on, like Fox would run Friday the 13th marathons, and I'd watch that. Yep. And I watched The Shining, and my father growing up looked like Jack Nicholson in the movie, so I would have nightmares of him chopping me up with an axe, and it was wonderful. I loved it.
Yeah.
And now I'm the sick individual you see before you.
That story is so much better than mine.
It's a story. You said story, not a sentence.
Well, it's a good story. It's possible. Craig, I liked your story. It was a good story.
I was always like, I was afraid of monsters at first. Like I didn't want to be scared of anything, but for some reason, like I saw the cover of that movie and I was attracted. And then I would watch Thriller and I'd see like the making of afterwards, and like I would see that they were just people in costumes, and it really started something for me after that. Like I just wasn't afraid anymore.
That's cool. You're the only person I've ever met that could say that that Thriller was one of the, and I don't mean that in a joking sense or anything like that. That's really cool, because to me, I still love seeing that werewolf transformation of Michael. Oh my God. Yeah.
Landis directed Thriller, and that would explain the werewolf transformation.
Correct. Yeah.
Yep. All right, who's next?
All right.
Billy, I believe.
All right, I'll go. When I was 5 years old, I watched The Exorcist, and my mom told me not to, and I didn't sleep for like a week. Then I took a little bit of a break, and I came back with the 2004 Dawn of the Dead. And that's when I realized that I don't like, or I like being scared. I don't like being startled. I can't do jump scares. I think they're cheap. So I love suspense and just that profound sense of dread that you get when you're watching a really good horror movie. But at the same time, I found out that I absolutely love comedy horror. So the thing that got me into horror first, Mr. Bruce Campbell. Any and everything he's done. I love Bruce.
Yep. Yep.
That's it.
He's the man.
I like how much he's leaned into it too.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, there's so many actors that would have been like, I can't do this. This is going to be the rest of my life. And he was like, hell no, bring on the cons. Let's do
Yeah.
this.
Yep.
Briscoe County.
Oh, Jesus. My name is Bruce.
Love My Name is Bruce.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
it's a great,
God.
he's literally making fun of everything that happened.
Yeah.
You know?
And he financed the entire thing himself and staged it and put it on his land in Oregon, which is awesome that he dumped like that much money into his own thing.
Yeah.
Yep. And if you look at the people in the movie, he brought back a lot of like Evil Dead alum, Army of Darkness alum, the people that were like behind the scenes with all of that. It was just a passion project for him. That's why I love it so much.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, then there's Bubba Hotep.
Another great one.
Not really a Bruce Campbell movie that you can name that isn't at least entertaining, even if it's not mass entertaining. Any horror person is gonna love it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Except for Serving Sarah.
I don't think I've seen that.
Oh, you don't have to.
Is it that bad?
It's not horror. It's like it's like a rom-com kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I have no idea why you went in. You probably just went into it for the money, but
Yeah.
I mean, I would too.
Hey,
Yeah, right.
seriously. Wow.
Even Burn Notice. He was great in Burn Notice. The guy's talented.
Yeah.
It was the best part of Burn Notice.
True.
He was the best part of Burn Notice. That's the only reason why I watched that show.
But, yeah, that's the reason why I watched it, is because he was in the promo for it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a Bruce Campbell show. Let's watch it. And then it wasn't a Bruce Campbell show. But point of the matter is, yeah, no, he's a. I mean, like, how many, you can name the A-list Hollywood type people, but how many people became living legends just doing what the hell they do?
Yeah.
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 The only person that I can think of that is in that Bruce Campbell wheelhouse that he just plays himself more or less is William Shatner. It's
Oh, yeah, I know that too.
Yeah.
that's it. William Shatner just became a parody of himself basically, and
Right,
it's great.
into a 90-year career though. So, like,
Right? Yeah.
but you know what? Actually, you could do that with Jeff Goldblum too.
Yeah.
One of the reasons,
Yeah.
like, Jeff Goldblum part, it was written for Jeff.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was not done otherwise. It was done specifically so he could show up and stutter at people.
Yeah.
I say that as if it's like a negative thing. It isn't. I love seeing him and stuff.
No, exactly. Yeah, he's great, but that's it. He just plays himself. It doesn't matter what his character is. He's Jeff
Yeah.
Goldblum.
See, the furthest he ever got away from playing himself was probably in The Fly, and that's only because Cronenberg is Cronenberg.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, like, he is genuinely menacing in that, which is saying something, because Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, he's he's not a very menacing person.
Well, when I think of A-list and people who just like end up acting like themselves, amazing actor, but Johnny Depp in everything he does.
Yeah.
Ever since Jack Sparrow, he's
Well,
Yeah.
walking around doing the pirate walk.
Yeah, he's just Johnny Depp. Yeah.
How
Yeah.
much of that is because of Tim Burton, though?
I believe I agree with that. That it's more of a Tim Burton thing and not so much of a Johnny Depp thing.
Yeah.
Being
I'd
in
agree
all
with
the
that.
Tim Burton stuff that he was in. I mean, Nightmare Before Christmas and Edward Scissorhands being, I think, the first, right? And then
so.
after that, like everything he like Sleepy Hollow, I feel like it changed him as an actor. Like he can only at this point.
Only
Yeah.
be that weird Tim Burton created persona.
Right. But I mean, it's worked for him. Once
Yeah,
I
again.
think Tim started it, but Pirates finished that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
What's the movie came out in God, I want to say it was like 2012, 2014, Ascension? Was
Oh, I
that
don't know that.
Johnny Depp?
I don't know.
He plays
No,
a guy
I
who
don't know
uploads his consciousness into a computer and continues to live his life. But I guess it wouldn't give him much chance to sparrow his way around because he's in a computer screen. As far as the horror thing, though, mine was Amityville Horror.
Nice.
That just because, I was a kid, there was a laser disc at my grandparents' house, and my uncle he thought it was hilarious to show a 4-year-old Amityville Horror.
I love your uncle already.
Oh, no, but that's the crazy part. I loved it.
It's great. That's
I wanted
awesome.
to watch it again. I watched it like 3 or 4 times that one visit, and then every time afterwards.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was. But it wasn't for me though. It was. I've always been a. I don't know if I was 5. I was probably like 5 or 6 actually. But I draw. I paint. That's like my how I make my living.
Yep.
The thing is the art that goes into a horror movie, like the idea, I mean, we've discussed this before. I would bet that every person here would rather see a practical effect than a CGI effect any day of the week, right?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, so when I was younger, and it was like exactly like Craig was saying, when you find out there's people underneath the makeup, right? So finding out there's people underneath makeup, but not only that, then thinking about the blood shooting 20 feet, and then for that matter, what is basically latex tubing replacing organs and so forth, and it becomes almost an art appreciation.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes skill, it takes thought, it takes real ability.
Yeah.
It's not to say CGI doesn't. CGI effects are a pain in the ass to pull off, but there's something about a practical effect horror movie that pulls me in just as hard as the never-ending story.
No, but you're right. There's I agree 100% that practical effects blow CGI out of the water.
Yeah.
I will say though, a movie that did CGI so well in the horror genre was the remake of Evil Dead. Oh my God.
Yeah,
True.
no, that was
Yeah.
brilliant. Actually, that movie, oh my God, I think it holds a record for the amount of blood used on set too.
I could only imagine.
It was that movie, actually, that was one of the few times in the past, like I mean, as far as once again, all of us have been watching and enjoying horror movies. I would imagine most of us have developed a relatively thick skin when it comes to specific kills that, it's just there's some stuff you see and it's like, yeah, I've seen this before. I've seen something similar to it. I've seen worse.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
chick splitting her tongue on the razor.
Yep. Oh my God.
Yeah, no, right? It's not like you watch that part and you're just like, God, oh.
Everybody's got those certain things they just can't do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes your toes curl. That's a great scene.
It is a great scene. It had the exact desired effect.
Oh yeah.
I mean, once again, there's no way they weren't right then. They were like, hey, we got to do something that really kind of separates. Well, we got this guy getting blasted with a nail in his eye. There's that. But what do you think about this? No, that was a brilliant. It was a brilliant remake too.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some great remakes out there. They do exist. Actually, I think we were talking about this on one of the earlier things too. Platinum Dunes, when they were originally running with the remakes of Friday the 13th and everything, like they were doing God's work, in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Until they got to Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right.
Yeah.
And well, even Nightmare on Elm Street, like, because I think we were talking about that too, is Jackie Earle Haley is an incredible actor. Like, he was great. The story was good. But Freddy Krueger is such a disgusting, despicable character to begin with. There's no reason to make him a child rapist.
Yeah.
See, now I feel that the movie was going in a really good direction, and people I've argued this point a million times over. One, I think Jackie Earle Haley did great. I thought it was awesome. I love the flashbacks of Freddy. I love that he pleaded for his innocence like a fucking cowardly rat. I absolutely loved it. But what I loved more than that, Nancy has the line. She says, "I was 5 years old. I would have said anything had you given me a cookie," or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, they're gonna make you fucking Freddy's innocent. And that's why he's such a sick, deranged fuck. Like, you said that I did this stuff to your children. I'm gonna show you what nightmares are fucking made of now.
Yeah.
But then they just made him a child rapist. And I was like, damn it, I so wanted that sympathy for the devil there. You know?
Yeah.
And out of all the nightmare movies, that movie has my favorite Freddy Krueger line.
Oh, I apologize. Somebody please catch me up on what I missed. I had to go turn off a house alarm.
Oh my God.
I have a toddler.
Oh, well,
not my fault.
Sorry.
I mean, well, the toddler's my fault, but you know what I mean.
So, all right. So I had said that I like how they teased the idea of sympathy for the devil in the Nightmare remake, when Nancy says, "I would have said anything had you given me a cookie," and it kind of makes you think that maybe Freddy's innocent, but then they just turned him into a child rapist anyway. And I was like, well, you kind of ruined that storyline.
Yeah.
Because I always like when you feel bad, like you start to sympathize with this horrible human being, and you're like, man, I shouldn't be sympathizing with you because you're doing terrible things. But I mean, I kind of get it.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, that was,
I thought about Rob Zombie's Halloween. I was like, I get it. I get where you're coming from now. Like, you're not just, like a silent killer. I get you with the story now, Yep.
I didn't think it was a bad addition. I thought part 2 could have not happened.
Yeah, part 2 was
see, I think Rob Zombie H2 is better than Rob Zombie H1.
It's fair. It's fair to say. It really
Now,
is. But
and this is why. And this is why I say this. Halloween 2 was already made. I don't need to fucking see a shot-for-shot remake of a movie that was already done. I like how Rob set it up, and then he was like, all right, we did the setup. Let's do something totally different. If they come out with another Friday the 13th, the last fucking thing I want is for them to try to reopen a goddamn camp and Jason go kill a bunch of people.
Yeah.
I've been watching that movie for 30 years.
Yeah. Yep.
That's why I really like Never Hike Alone. Never Hike Alone was great.
Yeah, the fan film, right?
100%.
Yeah, that was good. That was great. Please give it over to them. But then that probably also goes back to the same thing. I mean, it's you find somebody who loves the source material. Although Jason Goes to Hell was from somebody who loved the source material. Which, to be fair though, I did like Jason Goes to Hell, but I was like 14, 15 years old. So
yeah, it would have been really good if Jason was just in the movie the whole time.
True.
Like if you put
hard jumping.
Yeah, if you put Jason where all of the possessed people are and all of those kills, they would have been absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
I would have done away with the coroner heart hypnosis thing too, which, like, even when I was younger, as much as I did, I liked it a lot. But seeing that scene, I was like, so why is he? No, he is. He's gonna eat. Yep, there it goes. All right, I guess that's how we're doing things this movie. They are changing the rules. Although I guess, to be honest, though, it does have one of the better opening scenes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're saying what, the whole chase scene and everything?
Yeah, just for no other reason than like the number of times some stupid co-ed goes into and takes a shower in the dark or whatever. That was a great moment as far as Friday the 13th movies go.
Yeah.
That, and honestly, there's a special place in my heart for all of them anyways. I mean, even the Freddy versus Jason. Actually, Freddy versus Jason, I love that movie.
I loved it when it came out. I got it on DVD. I would carry it around with me everywhere I went. And then I watched it, I don't know, a couple years back, and I was like, what the fuck was I thinking? As I sit here staring at a Freddy vs. Jason poster in front of me. And some collectible action figures too.
I don't know. I always thought they were doing good stuff there for a while, and then it feels like everything just sort of died in the past couple of years. I don't know how true that. I mean, there's been some good stuff, but it's been all indie releases, right? And I mean, they've been good.
No, wait, you're saying for Friday?
No, for horror in general, because like
horror in general.
Going up from the 80s and 90s, you had the big stuff. Like it was a spectacular thing. There's going to be a new Nightmare. How the hell are they bringing him back this time? Same with Friday the 13th. I mean, it's like he's literally at the bottom of a lake. What could possibly happen? Psychic chick. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like so much when like it wasn't a lot of thought, but it was enough to get any horror hound to get in there and just enjoy it. You know?
Yeah.
But then there's been like what's the worst thing you could think of that's popped up in the past couple of years, like as far as a new horror icon? Maybe Hatchet, but that was designed to be an emulation of those types of movies.
Yeah.
Right. I think my favorite new school horror movie, I think I'd have to say probably the Babadook.
Oh, it's good. It's very good.
I love the Babadook. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was creepy. I loved the twist of kind of like the boys losing it, but not really. It's the mom that's losing it, but it's projected as though the son has behavioral issues. But then the ending sucked. Where she keeps the monster in the basement and she's fucking feeding it dinner. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
To a horror movie wherein you have to go and research to figure out what the intent was, kind of killed.
Yeah.
In my opinion. It's not like if it's go be heavy-handed. It's fucking horror.
Yeah.
Show us.
Yeah.
Tell us what you want us to know, and we will be happy to accept it and run with it.
Yeah, like stories sometimes become too complex or like there's too much realism involved and stuff like that, like in modern horror.
There is that. Oh, there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Then I'm not a big fan of, like, there are some slow burns that I have enjoyed, but for the most part, anytime I read slow burn as a description, I'm immediately just now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard if it's, I don't want to watch a movie and then get invested in it 40 minutes in. Like,
exactly.
No, I want within the first 5-10 minutes, I want to be like, what the fuck? Holy shit, what's going on?
Yeah. That's not, I mean, did you guys see the remake of Castle Freak?
No.
Oh, it's good.
I did not see the remake.
Okay.
It's really good. It is better than the original, and I love Stuart Gordon, but oh my god, the remake is good.
All right.
Even back to the point, because it feels like the horror movies that I grew up loving.
Right.
If for no other reason, even some of the acting is cheesy and over the top, and I think it's supposed to be because that's how it's supposed to make you feel.
Right. It's to emulate that stuff.
Yeah, no, it literally is like the bad guy the people you were supposed to dislike and you hope to see something bad happen to, by God, you dislike them.
Yeah.
Want to see something bad happen. And oddly enough, as we were discussing earlier, being able to feel for a monster, you definitely feel for the monster.
Okay. All right.
Great movie.
Yep.
I'll have to check it out.
Modern horror, I'm totally going with Terrifier. I know, as usual, but
still, it's a great movie.
It does it for me. It does it for me every time. I can watch it 100 times and it just gets better.
The how do I say this? Oh my god! And I hung out with oh god, who the hell played Art in that one?
David Howard Thornton.
There we go.
Yes. Yep. I hung out with him at a convention, and we were talking, and I had said I was like, everything about Art was amazing, and the kills were amazing. I said, but everything else, he was like it. He was like, that's like the general consensus. That like the acting and the storyline and the dialogue. He said, but the kills and everything, that's they were really good. Like the chesting scene and the scalping and the
Should have seen it coming. First time I saw it, didn't see it coming. Should have seen it, didn't see it.
Yeah.
I don't mind the camp value of it though. Like I don't mind bad acting in certain movies and things like that because I don't know. I expect trash sometimes, Yeah. Sometimes I just love a good story, like trauma movies and everything. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it just doesn't have to make sense to me.
Firmer.
So I think to go into a good new school horror movie, which it's not really new anymore. I guess it's new to me because I just watched it for the first time like 2 years ago. It's Trick or Treat.
Yeah.
Movie. Wonderful movie.
Great movie.
Yep.
Wonderful.
That just jogged my memory because of Terrifier and what was the original was All Hallows Eve, right?
All Hallows Eve. Yep.
Yep.
No, then Sam almost became a new little, like we were discussing.
Yeah, Sam is like a new little icon.
Sam almost got there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, his merchandise is all over. His merchandise is just as widespread as Chucky and Freddy and Jason and everybody.
But that almost, at least for me anyways, it almost speaks to a lack of, don't get me wrong, Sam's great. He is great. The design is great. I mean, the second in that movie that he finally loses that fucking potato sack.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Awesome scene. You see what he is and it's like, he's using a Lollapalooza and kill people. That's really
great.
You know what movie did that for me? The Haunt. I don't know if you guys have seen that yet.
Oh, no, that's the what is it? It's a circus or is it a?
It's like a haunted house. It's like a haunted house.
That's okay.
Like,
that's what it is.
Yeah. Amy Miaffi's in it, and it was a really good movie. And I love the fact that you're waiting the entire time to see what's under their mask, and when they take off their masks, like the makeup is amazing.
That's
Okay.
actually more
Yeah,
than-
I never saw it. I always see the ad for it, like on streaming
Oh,
services.
it's so
and I
good.
never-
Yeah,
I'll have to turn it
I feel
on.
like that's on Amazon Prime right now, I think.
yeah, yeah. I know it was a Shudder exclusive, but it's probably on Amazon Prime. Yeah,
Oh no, that's why I have to, because I have Shudder through Amazon.
Yeah, so do I.
yeah. You could. It was a Shudder exclusive, so you can definitely watch it on there.
Nice.
Shudder exclusive. You guys seen Spine of Night yet?
No.
Oh,
If you're like animation, it's good. That one, and there's a new one that's going to be coming out shortly called Mad God that's been being made for the past 20 years. So it's a claymation movie.
really?
Yeah, I am super stoked for it though. The guy that did it is like, it was his thing. That's what he's been working on for 20 years while doing other movies.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah, and it's even the preview for it. It looks absolutely insane.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You were talking about Billy. You were talking about horror comedies being your go-to, which especially in relation to the Evil Dead, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So when you say horror comedy, I'm assuming like, so you're good with it. Jump scares, I agree with you on. I think they're cheap and lazy.
Yeah.
I think that it's just a stupid thing to do, especially when you get a left of frame induction, like, which is just the dumbest thing. When you get somebody's close-up face and then they look over and there's a thing. We all have peripheral vision unless there has been some type of maiming in our life. There's no reason this is a thing that happens.
Yeah.
Added to which, like, where horror tropes, the whole idea of like opening a medicine cabinet, closing a medicine cabinet. Not only like that crap, once again, cheap and lazy.
Yeah.
Stupid and shitty.
Yeah.
But do you find it to be more acceptable when it happens in a horror comedy?
Absolutely. Yeah. Because then I expect that campiness. I expect it to not take itself too seriously and to utilize those tropes for its own benefit.
So, yeah. That's actually kind of how, because I love horror anyways, but like horror comedies, top of the list for me on almost all of them. Like if you can mix a truly absurdist humor in the midst of somebody getting disemboweled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's on the one hand, great disemboweling. On the other hand, I'm giggling. So you guys did something right. I'm happy that somebody thought about this. What is it like? There's really not been a lot of it coming out either lately. It's either, like you were saying, it's either too serious or it's a slow burn, or they're trying too hard to make it like it's just the darkest, most desperate thing they could think of.
Yeah.
The last one I can remember that I thought was pretty good for horror comedy was Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods was great.
Yeah, that was a really good movie. And really it was like, it was great because in the cabin, that was where the serious horror was. But down in the bunker, that's where, you have friggin' what was the guy from Billy Madison, the ethics guy. He was one of the and the dad from Step Brothers was the other guy, the other scientist guy.
Yeah.
And that was that just
Right,
man, that made me laugh.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a wonderful movie. That's oddly enough, Josh Whedon too, which despite any other crap going on with him right now, I will say the guy can write.
Yeah.
I mean, he can come up with a good story. That was a great story.
Yeah.
And some star power in it too. Stuff you just don't expect. I mean, even for a cameo, people were popping up out of the nowhere with like literally no idea that she was going to be there. That was a weird moment for me. It was a good moment. It was once again showing an expert understanding of what he was making.
Yep.
Right.
I was thinking, have you seen Botched?
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it yet. No.
So you got Stephen Dorff.
Okay.
Yeah. So just the storyline behind that one is it's almost I don't want to. I literally can't say anything to you because it is so far off the fucking wall as far as what you would expect to occur from the intro to the movie, which is part of it. And it is hilarious. The funny shit in that is really funny. And it's going along with decapitations, disembowelments, body parts just kind of off the screen. It is done well. If you ever get bored and you feel like looking it up, you have an hour and a half to yourself, check it out. It's an awesome movie.
I feel like I need a pen and paper. There's been a lot of movies getting thrown around today. I gotta write this down.
These are albums in the making in Bill's head. That's what's going on.
Oh, that's good. That would be wonderful, actually. If I ever randomly go back to the YouTube playlist and there's a song about botch, it's gonna make my fucking year.
Don't test me. It might happen.
All right, so real quick, we'll go around and we'll do this top 5 kill thing. Whoever wants to go first and step in.
Oh wow.
I guess first.
Oh fuck.
Doesn't have to be of all time, just whatever pops into your head.
Well,
Paper, scissors.
all right. So definitely, Friday the 13th, the Nitro kill in Jason X. That's a great fucking kill.
That is a great kill.
I don't think I have ever seen that anywhere else besides like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Somebody frozen and then exploded, you know. Yeah, so I mean that's definitely up there. Oh god. Wow, top 5.
Oh, it's hard. It's a hard question. I actually had to go through my movies.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, I know that one for sure. Give me a little bit here. Let me think.
All right. While you're thinking, I'll name one.
If somebody else has their top 5, go.
I got a couple. Dream Warriors, the marionette kill.
Oh man, that one gets me every
Classic.
time. It really does.
Oh, that's great.
I don't know if you consider it a horror movie, but I love the axe kill with Patrick Bateman in American Psycho.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, absolutely. Yeah. No, if you're not a horror person, that's a horror staple.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it might be in what was it? It might be in Hatchet 2. I think he strangles the guy to death with his own intestines and pulls so hard the guy's head pops off.
Yeah, that's Hatchet too.
I love those so much.
Oh, it's my favorite franchise. I absolutely love it. Like, and it's funny and it's so damn gory. Like all of those kills, like the one when he rips the guy's head in half, like it's great. He rips that guy's spine out. Once again, with Mortal Kombat only kills, like it's great.
And it's so fast paced too. Like you can't even keep up with what's going on. It's just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, it's another thing. It's every 5 seconds almost. Geez, by the time you get to the third one, the entire opening to that movie is legitimately like every 20 seconds somebody's getting killed in a unique way.
And you know what? That goes back to feeling for the killer. I really felt for Victor Crowley in that story.
That sad backstory that they didn't even lean, you know what's crazy? Like when you think about it, they didn't lean that hard into it. They were just like, here's his backstory, here's what happened. This will get into other parts. And that's where it kind of ended. They mentioned it in every movie because, you know, horror movie rules, you have to.
Have to establish it, yeah.
Really pull that hard into it. They weren't trying to get sympathy, but man, it's a sad fucking
man, they got me.
All right, so that's you got 3 there.
All right. God, the number of the movie is escaping me, but the spear gun kill in Friday.
Part 3.
Part 3, yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Is it the spear gun in the eye, or is it part 8 when the people are
the
on
eye? The one in the eye.
Does he use the spear gun in Manhattan?
Yeah, it's the very opening scene with 2 kids that are on the boat. He shoots them while they're in bed, but he misses. Then he stabs the guy in the stomach with the harpoon gun and kills him. And then he takes the harpoon.
Right? Is that the
No, that's that is oh god. That's 4.
Okay, I got you then.
That's 4, and he stabs him through the raft and then scoops him, like stabs him in the crotch and scoops him up. Yep.
I think my last one is, it's not even really killing a kill, but it's a tie between when Ash takes Linda's head off with the shovel, or in Evil Dead 2 when he hits her with a chainsaw when she's in the vice.
Both are great.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a tie for me.
Yeah.
Really, did she count as one kill? I mean, she didn't die after the first one, so yeah. At first, you don't succeed.
Bigger budget part 1.
So my to add on, I would also say, which this is a fairly new kill, but man, it was very gruesome, and I loved it because they did not shy away. The new Texas Chainsaw Massacre that came out on Netflix, when Leatherface bludgeons the guy upstairs with the hammer and turns his fucking skull into hamburger meat.
It was,
Yeah.
that was pretty.
And they just keep showing it, and he goes to town on him about 5 or 6 times with that the tenderizer, and I was like, wow, that's intense.
That movie got a lot of hate. It didn't deserve it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
It was watchable. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Yeah.
Another one that, man, like nobody really talks about. The Hitcher.
The trucks. Please tell me
the truck scene when he's got when he's got the boyfriend tied up between the fucking semi.
I feel horrible for not thinking about it because that one was good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I think, oh God, this one just left a mark on me. I think it's because of the line that is said before it, and it's the Devil's Rejects. And Otis brings the guys out into the desert, and he kills the one guy, and then he says to the old man, he says, "I am the devil, and I'm here to do the devil's work." And he proceeds to bludgeon him to death with the driftwood.
Yeah. Yep.
Iconic moment from those movies.
Yeah.
And you don't see it, hear it, and you know what the fuck is happening. And I'm like, man, and oh God, Otis, oh God, Bill Moseley. He plays
wonderful.
Oh, he plays Otis so goddamn well. Like,
he does.
You kind of
Texas Chainsaw too. I mean, that guy.
Yep. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yep. Anytime you drop him, he's like Tony Todd. You put him in a horror movie, I'm going to watch it. I'll probably enjoy it.
Yeah. You know,
he was in the Night of the Living Dead remake with Tony Todd.
Oh shit, he was. He was Barbara's brother.
Yeah, he was Johnny.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, he was there trying to get you, Barbara.
Yeah, it was one of his earliest movies he's ever done.
Oh wow. And I know he's got a band with oh God, I think it's Buckethead.
He does.
It's Buckethead and Chop Top. He's in the band not as Bill Moseley. He's in the band as Chop Top.
Questions: who else could have played it? Like, there's literally, after having seen him in the role, that's him. There's nobody else could do it. He's playing Otis. There is nobody else that could be Otis Driftwood. It's his heart.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And speaking of the Thousand Corpses movie, the one that did it for me in that was actually in the first part, and it's not even one of the most violent deaths. I remember going to see it in the theater, and obviously, I mean, the entire thing is like a love letter to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I mean, it really is, right?
Yeah.
But watching the beginning when Walter Goggins hits his knees, and Otis is standing over him with a gun, just staring at him, and they're playing whatever the song is. It's just a soft, relatively nice sort of country song. And the zoom out for like 30 seconds while he's just holding the gun and staring at him.
Yeah.
I was laughing so hard during that scene. But it was not because it was funny. It's just because it was such an unnerving use of time.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it was brilliant. That's out of all the other scenes in the movie, and there were some pretty vile ones. That one is the one that got me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Craig, I'll be honest with you, man. I've been waiting to hear your 5.
All right. Mine, I've got 2 from the same movie, 2 from Day of the Dead, which the first one would be Captain Rhodes, where he's like, choke on him, choke on him. And the second, I don't remember the guy's name, but remember when they like just rip his head off and you hear his vocal cords stretching?
Yes.
Oh God.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I've got from Terrifier, I've got not the saw scene, but the scene where he like clown stomps the guy's face, and like that final moment where he just turns him into hamburger.
Yep.
And I've got from a movie called The Barn, which is awesome if you haven't seen it.
I have seen
a lot of people talk about Hereditary and they're like, oh my God, they killed a kid. But when that girl takes that pitchfork to the face in like the first 5 minutes, and she's like a 9-year-old kid.
Oh, nice.
Love it. And then Halloween 2, the hot tub scene, like the jacuzzi scene where he just like melts her face off. Man.
Yep.
Also a great scene.
Those are my 5.
Get back to the point. There's something that all these share in common again. Practical effects.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
legitimately, it's just
Yep.
one of like. And tell me, like like you were saying, there are some movies like CGI can be done and can be done well.
Yeah.
The host, for example, the what was it? Korean horror movie? Is that Korean or Japanese?
I think it was Japanese. I
Was it
think.
Japanese? With the fish monster, it was all CGI. There was nothing practical. I mean, the actors were acting looking at a tennis ball attached to a pole.
Right.
But man, they made that thing look incredible. He looked awesome. Even the running scene along the beach line or along the river line was an incredible scene.
Right.
And even then, you can also do like there are mixes of practical and CGI that end up working really well. It does happen.
Yeah. If it's done well and it's done correctly, it can come out awesome.
Yeah.
Oh no, it absolutely can. It's just so I feel like it's almost like they've gotten so used to relying on it, they don't even bother to think
Yeah.
about it. And still, also coming from an art standpoint, if you like, I think they expect too much out of their CGI workers.
They do.
Yeah.
Like it's because there's no like they might, if you're on a relatively high budget film or production, they might provide you lighting sources. Occasionally, you're going to have motion dots, which is super important, and you might be able to figure it out. But a lot of times, and especially the horror movies, I mean, their budgets aren't really through the roof for the most part.
Right.
They can't afford that. What they can afford is a kid who just graduated from art school and has learned how to use Lightroom and like Adobe Illustrator. And it's like at the end of the day, they made it, they loved it, they wanted it to work out right, but it just looks so fucking bad.
Yeah.
And it's not even that it actually looks bad by itself. It just looks bad in context of the movie, and they could have spent that budget on hiring someone who wanted to learn how to use Super Sculpey and like tubes.
Yeah. You get that old school 90s sci-fi original feel.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like straight to VHS,
Yeah. Island of the Sabertooth and shit like that.
What's fucked up is I guarantee you there's a sci-fi movie somewhere sitting in a drawer called Island of the Sabertooth. I will bet so much money on that.
Time for a song.
On it, Bill.
Sci-fi's rejects.
Give me 12 minutes.
All right, so I guess the last 5.
Yep, you the last 5.
Night of the Demons, the remake. Did you guys ever see it?
Yep.
All right, so Craig, you're gonna know what I'm talking. Actually, the original Night of the Demons, every one of those kills is great.
Oh yeah.
But the remake, the face rip, is just, I mean, like it. It's coming.
Yeah.
But even though it's coming, when it happens, it catches you. Like it's not scary, it's not horrifying, but it is a moment where you're like, wow, they
Yeah.
did not pull the camera on that at all.
Yeah.
Great scene. I Spit on Your Grave.
Oh,
The
God.
original, and everyone is great. But once again, the remake, and I'm not normally a big remake advocate, but oh my God, the remake of I Spit on Your Grave, the sheriff
Fantastic.
at the end of the movie, the death scene. It's supposed to be a woman's revenge story.
Yep.
Man,
Yeah.
that scene is brilliant. Shotgun up the ass, pointed towards the person she trusted.
Yep.
That is a phenomenal moment that will definitely make you a little cringy.
Oh yeah.
Feast 3. You guys seen the Feast movies?
No.
All right. So do you remember a show on AMC called Project Greenlight? It was Ben Affleck, Matt Damon producing movies or trying to get a movie produced.
Okay.
Okay. So they did it. Every season had its own theme. One theme, they did horror movies. A guy named Jeff Gulager sent in his stuff. He won, and he made this movie called Feast.
Okay.
That movie turned into 3 parts. Not with their help after the first part, but still, the point of the matter is it's a great trilogy.
Okay.
Yeah, they are just as insane as the Hatchet series.
They are wonderful. There is a scene in which a character who has managed to survive part 1 and part 2, which is saying something for these movies. Like, I mean, it is, and also horror comedy, you would dig it.
Yeah, for sure.
The third part, this character within the first 20 minutes of the movie gets her head knocked off, picked up, eaten, and then it shows her viewpoint going through the digestive tract.
Oh my
God.
I'm in love with this movie already.
That's what I'm saying.
This is great. I live for this.
Finally, the last two, or am I on three? Yeah, last two. Cube. Yeah. First death scene only because I was younger. I didn't expect it. And man, when it hit hard.
Okay.
Guy climbing into the board and just getting diced.
Yeah.
Irish
do
you didn't
remember
even
that.
see until after they came to a stop. Good scene. And finally, RoboCop. Sludge Man.
Sludge Man.
Wow. All right.
Okay.
Dude getting smacked by the chemicals and then get hit by the car. Just
Yeah.
I mean, I was young as hell when I saw that scene, and I was like, man, I bet that hurt. And then I watched it.
All right, well, why don't we take a quick break and then we'll close up.
Ready for a scare? You must meet Crypt Keeper.
Greetings, Frank Fang.
Crypt Keeper, come back and meet my friends.
Hello, boils and ghouls.
Why don't you offer your fiends something cold and wet? Yes, I think that's exactly what our little fiends need. Crypt Keeper, you're the host with the most. The most rotting flesh, that is. 12-inch talking Crypt Keeper from Ace.
They're squirmy and wormy and purple and green, the grossest little creatures that you've ever seen.
Creepy crawlers.
Build a monster mold with the colored plastic goop and make a creepy crawler from a yucky monster soup. They're yucky, squirmy, wormy, very scary, sometimes hairy, squiggly, wiggly, creepy crawling.
Creepy crawlers.
Gross out your sister, embarrass your dad. You can be a little creep without being bad.
Creepy crawlers workshop with plastic goof.
All right, we're back. And to finish up, why don't you guys just kind of tell us what you got going on or coming up or whatever's going on?
Go ahead, Bill.
All right. This coming month, July, we're releasing another EP, Boomsticks and Bloodshed. It's all your favorite slashers.
Awesome.
Or at least the big four. You're gonna have to find out the rest of them though. After that, we have a couple more singles coming. And we have another EP on the horizon.
I think we could leave them with just at least the theme of what it is. Don't give them the bread and butter, but.
Well, I don't want to overlook anything, but it's going to be full of misery.
All right.
Oh, wait.
All right.
Clever.
Yep.
I'm hoping I got that right. I'm gonna feel real stupid if I don't.
I think I got it.
Yeah, you'll find out in a couple of months.
Wait, I was gonna say, yeah, you'll find out.
We also have we
got conventions coming up.
Yep, just about to say that. Yep, we're doing a summer and fall convention tour. We're going to be in Pennsylvania, Maryland, New Hampshire.
Oh, good.
Are we doing the Salem? Right, we're doing the Salem.
Yeah, and we're going to be in Salem, Mass in October. That's going to be fun.
Awesome. That's going to be a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
Oh, I can't wait.
Is that the PA Horror Con you guys are going to be at?
Yeah. We're going to be
I'll
going
see you
up
there.
to
I'll be vending out books. I'll be there.
Oh, right on, man. Cool.
Yep.
Oh, hell yeah. Awesome.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, we'll be there.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if we have anything else going on. We keep getting airplay. It's doing good.
We just sat down. Well, we just texted down. Was that earlier this week? Or maybe yesterday? We were talking about the where we're going with the music videos that we want to make.
Cool.
Yeah, we got some ideas buzzing around. I know Billy, I think you're spearheading the American Monster videos, right? So
yeah. And you're going to be doing the one off their upcoming album, which we have not revealed the name of yet. Which,
yes,
yeah.
Can you give us if not song number, album length? Any thoughts?
What's that?
Album length for the upcoming? If not the actual number of songs, if you guess, where does it clock in at? Rough estimate. Doesn't have to be exact.
Yeah, I'm not good at math. Hold on. I don't know. Probably between 25 and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we just keep writing, you know.
Yep.
Can't stop,
I
won't stop,
totally get it.
and
Mission behind the new song a month thing. That is impressive.
Yeah.
thanks.
Yep. And then we got merchandise coming out on the horizon. We're working
That's
with
exciting.
working with some distributors. We'll have some shirts. We're doing glasses, sunglasses, wristbands, patches, a lot of the usual. But we're gonna start something else that's kind of I mean, I guess you could kind of call it like a fan club, but not really a fan club. But we want to do something special for people that take the time for the Deathtones and let you know that we take the time for you guys, because as lame and cliche as it sounds, like without our fans and people like you guys, we're just a bunch of fucking horror nerds just grinding out music that no one's listening to. So the response is awesome, and we really want to show our appreciation in some very unique Deathstone ways.
Awesome.
The wristbands are in already.
Oh, they are. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I didn't know
If it wasn't mirrored, I'd hold it up for you, but
All right.
That's awesome. I think it's great that first off, going the horror punk route, as it were, being pushed that direction. Where, bear in mind, it's a relatively new subgenre for me. Not the music, but the actual idea behind it, which was part of the reason when I was going through the stuff on YouTube, I was like, shit, I know this.
Yeah.
I know.
We started with horror punk, and then it just sort of grew into, now we don't even consider ourselves horror punk anymore. We're just all over horror rock.
Yeah,
Like, we have so many elements of like thrash metal, power metal.
Yeah, you don't fall into any kind of spectrum for me. It's
That's great. You're saying that, right? It's like you can't even really put a solid finger.
Yeah.
No.
Which used to be a problem,
and I love it.
But now, as long as it's horror, hey man, it works.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And you know what's even better about it, like from a weird, it's kind of a weird way to look at it, but like legitimately, there is a fan base that, like, I know no other fan bases for any other genre of anything outside of horror people that get so hyped.
Yeah.
About shit. Like, I mean, you might find it in comic books, sure. You might find it in, I don't know, the Grateful Dead. I don't know. Point of the matter is, it's like horror stuff. There is a willing and waiting, like, audience just ready to go. They just provided the product.
Yeah. It's very niche, it's very cult, and it has, like what you're saying, is a built-in audience. As soon as you put out the product, people want to eat it up right away, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Obviously, if it's good, then
it does way better.
It's more than willing to let you know that it's good.
As soon as we changed the band name and started writing horror songs, we've grown,
oh my god,
exponentially more and more quickly than we did with the previous band in half the time. It's amazing.
The worst part, with the same amount of work, right?
Yeah.
That's the hard part about it.
Actually, I'd say it's probably a little. It might. I guess maybe it's the same amount of work, just in different contexts. Because Radio Riot, we were doing shows and we were running, our merch, and we were practicing multiple times a week, and we
were going the classic route with it. We were we were doing the play out, play anything that comes around way, and I don't know, like, I feel like the internet has just grown to such an extent now that you don't necessarily need to get out there every weekend and be, grinding for the same 15 people.
Yeah.
If you can reach a huge audience, I mean, we're getting plays in Australia. We would never be playing a show in Australia.
Right.
So it's like, it's just so great.
Yeah.
It is a hell of a tool. I mean, as far as being able to do like this, it is a brand new way. Even, I mean, granted, not brand new, because I mean, people have been doing it for past 10, 15 years, but the fact that it's 10 and 15 years is such a little blink.
Oh yeah.
Of time. I mean, this is still new. This is a new way to do shit.
Yep. Yeah, because you still have people that are grinding on the weekends and wanting to play out for their girlfriends and the sound guy and
the sound guy's mom.
I have one friend that shows up to every show. Can't wait to see you.
Yeah.
But
yep.
Because I can't wait to hang out.
Yeah.
And then all the
But,
friends that say they're going to come and then they don't come. We don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, that was always fun too.
And like we said, the way that we want to work stuff moving forward is it kind of becomes like a supply and demand that, you know, people love us and they follow us online and stuff, and it's like, holy shit, they're playing their one show only, and it's going to be in West Virginia. Like, well, fuck, we got to go to West Virginia.
Like a 3-hour drive.
Yep.
So, you know, and that's what we want. We want that. We just want to build that cult following.
Yeah.
Good plan. It's a great plan.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm in. I truly enjoyed what I was listening to earlier.
Thanks a lot, man. We
That's
really
all-
appreciate that.
fan.
Yeah. Yeah, that means the world to us, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got to be great to hear. Who wouldn't want to hear
Yeah.
that? I mean,
Yeah.
it's deserved. It's wonderful. It's engaging. I mean, shit, those guitar lines, quite honestly, suck you in almost immediately. I mean,
Yeah. That's him right there, man.
And Pat.
good
He can
stuff.
swing a chainsaw. He can swing a guitar. Jesus, there's nothing Leatherface can't
I'm
do.
still waiting for you to make me my chainsaw guitar.
I'll get to it. I'll get to it.
It's got to be functioning.
Exactly. Yeah, I want, you know, like, get the chain going, just cut my hands for trying to make power chords. I'm okay with that. It's metal. Let's do it.
Fine. It may only be one show, but
It'll be a great show.
It'll be to die for.
Front row's gonna be a splash zone. Like a Gallagher show.
That's it. Give him plastic sheeting.
a watermelon sitting off to the side for no discernible reason.
Love it.
All right, we really thank you guys for coming on. It's been
Yeah,
awesome.
seriously,
Oh, thanks for having us. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
thank you.
Great.
this was
Yeah.
a very good conversation. I enjoyed it a great deal, and I
Absolutely.
really do look forward to seeing what you guys do in the future.
Yeah.
Oh,
If the present and past is any indication, it's
Thank
going to
you.
be
Well,
good.
stay tuned. It's coming real soon,
that's it.
and it won't stop. It won't stop until we can't do it anymore.
That's damn right.
That's what we want. All right, but we'll see you next time at the den here. And Jason, we're off.
This is my freaky food lab. Make lots of gross things, and then you eat them. Make mouth-watering worms, succulent spiders, and more. Looks gross, tastes great.
Dr. Dreadful's Freaky Food Lab, each sold separately from Fun Rice.
What are they, and where do they come from?
Lunchbox toys!
Some of them make freaky faces not even a mother could love. Inksters squirt vile ink that disappears in a flash. The motion creatures will shake, rattle, and roll their bones at the snap of your fingers. Just imagine if they came to life. Goosebumps toys.
Each sold separately, batteries not included.
If reading's a scream, playing's a howl.